Don't you tell me it can't happen. Some have predicted, according to prophecy, that this particular religious group someday will rule the world. And it looks like it's about to come to pass because the Protestants haven't got enough old-time religion to voice one bit of opposition to what's going on. Nod your head. Nod your head if you can't say amen. When there's millions that's never had a crumb of the bread of life, and we keep all the bread right here at home. No wonder the American people are the sickest people in the world. 8 out of every 10 need the services of a physician. Hospitals filled and jammed. Till now, Uncle Sam has to make a provision for it's sick and it's diseased and it's afflicted in old age. So you can have Medicare. But if God's children would come back to God and pray through and get the touch and the blessing of God on their lives and fulfill their part of the covenant that God gave them in Exodus 23, you wouldn't have to have any Medicare. You wouldn't need any Medicare. You wouldn't need any medicine. Our God is a healer. And he said, I will take away from thee all sickness and will take away from the midst of thee all sickness and all disease and all infirmity. Is that true? Listen to Isaiah from the 58th chapter as he said, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thy health, spelled H-E-A-L-T-H, thy health shall spring forth speedily. What's that? You're going to get well quick. This is God's promise to heal you. Then shall thy health spring forth quickly. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here I am. I will take away from the midst of thee the yoke, and so on and so forth. But listen, here's the condition. God said, I'll let you get well, get healthy quickly. That means healing. But God said, I'm wanting you to do something. What is it? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, that thou bring the poor that are cast out of thy house? Thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. And he's not speaking to just giving them literal bread. This has a spiritual application. That you deal your bread to the hungry. If you're not missionary-minded, God help you to be missionary-minded. When there's millions, billions, there's 50 million more heathen in the world today than there was 50 years ago. Church doing nothing to meet this growing challenge. National income last year, and listen to this. National income last year was $530 billion. You know what amount they gave? That's all church peoples put together. 5.5. I just got this a couple weeks ago. This is up to date. Meaning 1%. Why didn't they give 10% and more? My Bible says the tithe is the Lord's. Why didn't they give the whole 10% instead of just 1 penny out of $1? If I was God, oh, it's a good thing I'm not. I tell you, I really wonder what's happened to God. If I was God, I'd burn the world up, just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. There's more homosexuals today in New York City, Los Angeles, and Chicago than there was in Sodom and Gomorrah. What's happened to God? Somebody said God's dead. No, he's not. He's going to let this old nation in the world know he's still alive, and he's a God of judgment. He's a God of fire and a God of wrath and fury. Amen. But he said, what's happened to God? The world wasn't as wicked back in the antediluvian age. When he sent the flood, it wasn't as big a being as it is now. Is God dead? I said, don't you worry. God's going to let you see his arm. God's going to make bare his arm. You're going to hear his words of thunder and judgment. It's coming. Why? Because a nation like ours can't just give God 1 penny and keep the other 99 cents. This nation can't make God a penny God without the judgment and the wrath of God falling on her. When all the church people's together, when we can spend billions to kill and destroy, but can only give 1 penny, 1% to build up and to plant, only can give 1 penny for life, but billions to destroy and to take life. There's something wrong. If our nation would give as much to convert the heathen as they're given to kill them, I've said enough. We'd sent more missionaries to Vietnam. We wouldn't be sending so many of our boys over there today. You might as well clap your hands and say yes. But do you think the church will do it? No, the church isn't interested. Well, if you won't give your dollars and just give your pennies and keep your money, and you won't send forth missionaries, God will make you give your boys. And America's paying today. She's paying for something more dear than your dollars and your money. You're giving your boys your own flesh and your own blood, but you're keeping your money. If you've given your money to God to convert the heathen, you wouldn't be giving your boys today and your grandsons. My God, say something, folks. Three years ago, the national income wasn't so great. But the nation, all churches together, gave $4 billion less than this last year. But according to a national report, the church people owed God $29 billion. That's just the tithe. But instead of giving $29 billion, all the church people together gave $4 billion. What did they do with the other $25 billion? They kept it. They stole it. Classed as thieves and robbers. God said, you're cursed with a curse because you robbed me. When the American church-going people robbed God in 1963. $25 billion. But you are paying it out to Texas, sending it to Vietnam. Johnson issued orders this week, according to a report I heard. Between now and next June, we're going to spend $700 million for new aircraft for your boys to fly over Vietnam, to be shot down. If you won't give it to the church and give it to missions and give it to God, you'll give it to buy planes and tanks and guns and munitions, and you'll give it in the blood of your boys. Bow your heads. Oh, God. If you're not stirred, I have no hope for you.